All right. Welcome to the debut episode of Politickin DJ DFOS, my man Big Mitch.
You already know.
We are broadcasting live from Gorilla Cross Studios. Got my man Quan on the board. What's up with you, my brother? How you feeling today, man?
Now, you already know what it is. Super 6, horror flick, digger, ditch, Big Mitch. You already know what it is. How you doing, bro?
In the building, man. I'm good, man. We had a couple interviews we done on... First of all, I'm from the streets of Vegas. My man Big Mitch is from Vegas Chronicles, blowing up, big channel on YouTube. So we had a couple interviews, and we decided to, we had some conversation after the interviews, and we decided, we might as well link up and kind of do a little something different. So we decided to call this show Politickin, where we kick game on just about everything. Our goal is to educate and entertain in between all that. So this is the debut episode. We just gonna set it off, man. So how you been, man?
Oh, you know me. Every day above ground is a blessing, man.
Hey, man, I heard that. I heard that. It wasn't no guarantee to wake up today.
Nah,
you know
what
I mean?
It's priceless.
Yeah, first and foremost, man, I want to salute you, man, on all the success on Vegas Chronicles, man.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean? It's been going up ever since I met you, man. I think when I first ran into you, it was like 3,000. Now it's like 11,000 subscribers, man. So, hey, keep grinding, man. You're getting the word out there. You know what I mean? Definitely getting the word out there, man. We haven't talked on interview on camera in a while, but, we always, kind of kick it, through videos and comments and whatnot. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So, just going to set this off, man. We about halfway through 2024. We ain't even in June yet, but do you feel this has been the year of exposure? Ever since Cat Williams had his interview, and he was kind of pulled the curtain back and said a lot of people was going to be exposed. And just this year, we had a lot jumped off, man. And how do you feel about that 2024, the year of exposure, man?
Well, honestly, I believe, it's some validity to that. But at the same time, people that's, in tune, already been knowing, about the things that he so-called exposed.
Yeah.
And 2024 being a year of exposure, you know what I mean? I mean, to some, but to others, we seen this coming a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest with you, 2024 is going to be real interesting.
Yeah.
We have a lot going on, with the campaign.
Yeah, the campaign that's
like
coming
that.
up. Yep.
Yeah, and that. Also, a war in other regions and things like that,
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've been paying attention. My girl, she watched this movie. It's Obama Made It. It's on Netflix.
Yeah. What's the name of it?
Babe, what's the name of that song? That movie, babe?
I know what you're talking about. He was an executive producer behind it. Obama
it has
was.
to do with Civil War, though.
Yeah.
The world behind.
Leave the world behind. Okay.
Look at that movie right there, and it talks about. It gives a lot of clarity as to how it's gonna really look in the next couple months, probably possible years, because you have people, like for instance, you have President Trump who's saying that he might not accept the results of the election if they don't go his way.
Right. Like last time.
Exactly. And you also seen something that was, and this should have frightened us all. When they had the issue in Texas with the migrants and the border, you seen 25 Republican governors send their National Guards to Texas, and help. I think the governor over there name is Greg Abbott.
Yep.
Okay,
Abbott.
they sent their National Guards over there and prevented the federal government from doing their job up over there. And at that moment right there, if Biden wanted to really flex his power and bring in the military, it would have been real bad.
Yeah.
But see,
if he wanted to.
Exactly. If he wanted to, but this is the rebelliousness that you see in our country now that's going on. And they use a lot of things to distract us from that. You've seen, we all know about the Diddy situation.
It's like they're saying, look over here while we doing this over here. You know what I mean?
And Trump is on trial for all kind of things. And if they convict him or if they disqualify him or anything of the sort, you're gonna risk people on his side that's gonna probably do some things that's uncivilized.
Yeah, and he don't got followers. He got supporters.
Yeah,
he got people that'll ride hard for him. He definitely do. He got people that'll ride. So it's a lot going on. What do you think about speaking about the immigrant thing, man? What do you think about how crazy that is? How they just letting everybody over, man? I got a theory on it too. But what's your theory on? What do you think?
Well, you got to look at who they letting over here. They're not letting over here, little, starving little girls and mothers that are trying to leave war-torn countries and seek refuge and and a better life in another country. They sending military-aged men up over here.
Men over here, middle-aged men. I mean, like young men, like maybe 25 and
exactly.
something like
and they sending them in like look like strategic places like New York, Chicago,
New York, right.
California,
major cities.
Exactly.
Okay,
you know, and my thing is, you know what I think? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that they're bought in there, and so many of them have been coming over here. They said between I think December and March of this year, almost 6 million people.
Yeah, almost 6 million. That's a whole nation by itself. That's a whole nation. Yeah,
they giving them, like in California, they giving them jobs.
Right.
You know, and
giving them jobs, assistance, aid, like everything.
Okay, well, if they giving them all that, they giving them the right to vote.
Yes, I think that's what it is. I think that's the chess piece behind it.
That's exactly what it is, you know. You know, they can't really rely on the black community and the minorities no more because they're really looking at, you know, what's going on and how their situation haven't really changed up under President Biden. And a lot of them is starting to look at, you know, Trump, you know, and be like, you know, well, I might not agree with a lot of things he say, and I might not agree with what he stands for overall, but at least he puts America first. A lot of people are starting to feel that way. And a lot of African Americans and Hispanics are starting to feel that these migrants are coming over here and replacing them.
And to me, and you hit it right on the head. They looking for a new class of people.
New class of people.
And so they gonna say, since we gave you the ticket to get over here, of course you're gonna they buying the vote. They buying the vote. And they looking for a new class of people to be the working class.
Absolutely.
Because after, you know, I got two theories. It's, you know, it's AC and BC, before COVID and after COVID. After COVID, a lot of people, you know, left their jobs that didn't want to work. So they said, we're gonna bring this group of people over here. We're going to give them jobs. We're going to give them aid. We're going to put them up. We're going to get them working. We're going to get them in the economy. Right. Start spinning the wheels. But I definitely think that's what it is. They got the power in the vote when they bringing them over. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
But that's the thing, man. And I hope everybody that's watched this is understanding what's going on and that this is the time to where, you know, we as Americans have to look at ourselves and be like, man, the stuff that we're bickering about and the stuff that divide us, you know, this racial stuff, this class warfare, we have to look past that and understand that what we have in common is we are Americans.
Right. First and foremost.
Yeah. And one thing about Trump that he's doing is he's putting America first. Putting America first.
Right.
So my thing is, as Americans, we go have to look at, you know, what divide us and you know, say, hold on, man. Look, we both are under attack right now. You know, because if you're a middle class white or if you're even poor white, you're in the same position.
You're in the same position.
You see? So we got to come together and start banding together as a nation of people, you know, and protect our borders. You know, I'm not trying to seem like I'm racist or I'm anti people that's from other countries. I'm not that, but I'm America first.
America first, right.
I have to be.
Right. You got to be.
Yeah, and this isn't a perfect country, but it's the best country in the world.
It is. And you know? To me, you know, people can say whatever, but I think Biden was brought in to sell America out, just to sell them out, man. You know what I mean? You look at just what's going on, man. It's just like it is crazy, man. And I think a lot of people didn't have nothing to compare it to. You know, Trump was this, Trump was that, but then when you have something to compare it to and look at the policies, we getting sold out, man.
Well, okay. Let me be honest with you. Now, I wouldn't just say, you know, Biden is the reason why America is in this situation. Let's go back to when George.
It's the administration.
Well, they are part of it. You have to understand that when you're a president, man, you know, it's certain things that they go through. It's bloodlines. You know, you heard about the blue blood and all of those stuff. But let's just go back to when George Bush Jr. was in office. Okay, under George Bush Jr., all the jobs in America were shipped overseas.
And was this the senior Bush?
No,
or
the
other one. Okay, the other one. Okay.
All the jobs were shipped overseas.
Okay.
And when they sued the tobacco company, and the tobacco company had to pay all them billions. Yeah. How do you think they paid that? They took the tobacco industry and they sent it to the Philippines and all them other places where they can pay them cheap labor.
Low cost labor. Yeah.
And he also allowed China to take over the seaports.
Yeah.
You see? And another thing that happened under George Bush was, remember, the 5 axis of evil, which was Iran, Syria, Libya, North Korea.
I forgot all about them.
And Iraq.
Okay.
Now, the reason why they're labeled the 5 axis of evil is because they don't have a World Bank.
They don't have a World Bank.
No. And so they went in and they overthrew Saddam. They took his oil.
That was cold how they did him.
Remember, the CIA director at the time was George Tenet. He came out with a book exposing the Bush administration. Condoleezza Rice.
Condoleezza Rice, okay.
Condoleezza Rice sat on the oil company, the board of executives, I think at Texaco.
Okay.
You know, it
big
was all,
money. Big money.
Oil.
Yeah,
Now, when they bombed them, they used a method called shock and awe.
Shock and awe, I remember that.
Okay, shock and awe was a military strategy that has never been seen in the history of warfare. It's when they drop over 1,000 bombs on you and just literally bomb your troops.
I remember that.
So what happened was they destroyed their infrastructure, and it prevented them from turning over the oil fields that they seized to the government because they had no infrastructure.
Yeah.
Okay, so where did that oil go in the meantime?
Where did
So you have to
they
think.
Came through and scooped it up, man. Didn't
Now next on the list was Gaddafi.
Yep.
Now remember, Gaddafi had 36 billion spread across Europe. Okay, he was trying to bring Africa up under one currency.
Yep. He was going to break the U.S. economy.
He was going after the dollar.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did they do? They went in there. They used NATO. America didn't go in there directly. Obama used NATO. Hillary Clinton was
Obama and Hillary.
Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State. Okay, they go in there. They remove Gaddafi, right, and his sons. And
got
all
him
that.
up out of there.
Okay, who got the oil?
Good question.
See,
good question.
They don't have no infrastructure.
Yeah.
So who got the oil?
Yeah.
See, that's what it's all about. They don't have world banks. Now, they tried to remove Bashar Assad in Syria after that.
Bashar Assad,
But the reason why he's still in office is because Putin intervened.
Putin, a big player. Yeah, big player.
You see, these are the things that we need to be focused on. This is real life.
Yeah.
Okay.
The things we're not seeing behind the scenes.
The
pieces being moved behind the scenes.
Exactly. And that's why the world is in the situation. Look, when we were dropping bombs on Iraq, Bush told us that our great-grandchildren will be paying for it. When they was giving them 600 billion and all that, now it's coming back to bite us in the behind.
What do you think about all that money they giving Ukraine, man? Like, where are they getting it from, bro? Like, what do you think about all that? What is it? How much is it? I didn't lost count what it is now.
They didn't give them billions, and it ain't just Ukraine. It's also the state of Israel too.
Israel, yeah.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. We in bad shape right now when it comes to the world.
Yeah, I said that too.
Okay,
I agree.
And my thing is this here. We have to look at our economy, and you have to look at the homelessness over here in the United States. We have to look at what's going on up over here. How can we afford to save these countries? You're not gonna Vladimir Putin. Look, Ukraine used to be a part of Russia. It's a strategic part of Russia. They had nuclear bombs after the Soviet Union failed. They had to negotiate with the Ukraine to get their nukes back. You see, so it's a strategic part, and he want that country. That part
Ukraine,
of
Ukraine didn't back down though. They gave them all they had, man, didn't they?
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to understand Russia is a nuclear power. And they can end it whenever they want.
Right.
But it's going to be consequences behind that. And that's why I say we're in bad shape. It was prophesied that when the end came, it's going to be wars, and rumors of wars. And you see what's going on, man. You have in Israel, we on the brink of Armageddon.
Oh, that's what
Revelations.
Yeah, that's what I was going.
You see, and in prophecy it said that the king of the south was going to push at the king of the north. And the king of the north was going to retaliate in a whirlwind of chariots and crush the king of the south. And in prophecy, the king of the south is Iran.
It's happening right now, man. It's happening.
And you see what's going on. You see what Hezbollah is doing. Man, at any point we can break out in a full scale war, man. At any point,
any moment. World War III.
And they use things like what's going on with Diddy, and they use things like what's going on with Kendrick and Drake as a distraction.
I think so too.
That's a distraction.
It's like they dangling that in our face, and everybody's looking over and they're not paying attention to the real issues that's going on.
You got a former president that's on trial and running for president again.
At the same time.
You have the Supreme Court who's about to rule on do we have immunity for what happened on January 6th. You have a lot of important things that are going on that they don't want people to pay attention to. So they put this stuff up here, and that Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing. I'm gonna tell you something. If there was ever a display of Willie Lynch, it was there.
You think so?
I know so because if you listen to some of the people, like you had people saying, oh, the light-skinned guys are winning.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about that.
See, it was light versus dark.
Light versus dark.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about music is supposed to be used to bring us together. We as a people, when America was really a dark place, you know, when we didn't have nothing, when the president considered you the N-word, okay, and you didn't have no rights. I'm talking about during
nothing,
like during 1857, the Dred Scott decision, when Chief Justice Roger Taney deemed that a black man had no rights that a white man shall respect.
What is 3/5 of a human?
That's in the Constitution.
That's nuts.
Yeah, you know, but it was a point in time when that was the rule of law. And people had to live under them terms. You see what I'm saying?
Sure did.
But one thing we had when we was going through that is we had music. You know, that's why the churches in the black community be so vibrant and they rock, because we was going through so much, like the bombing of Birmingham, Alabama, when them 4 little girls got killed. We couldn't. People were so mad, but they knew if they did anything, they would be crushed.
They would be crushed, right?
You know?
Right.
So what they
as
did,
mad as they
went to church and they sang, and they turned. And see, one thing that we had back during them times, we had a strong relationship with God.
Yeah. Talking about maybe like 60s and 70s, maybe that was like that
50s, 60s, 70s, the late 30s, under Jim Crow, you know, the Black Codes.
That's all we had.
Reconstruction, all that, man. The Great Compromise, all that. Under them, when we were going through things, man, all we had was God.
That's all we had.
You know, and we were spiritual people. But see, what happened to us is we turned away from that. You know, we started glorifying people like 50 Cent, Eazy-E, you know, and other stuff that was unhealthy. And women wasn't women to us no more. They weren't queens. They weren't beautiful black queens. They
was degraded. They was degraded. Yeah,
exactly. And me and you wasn't no longer brothers.
Right.
You know, we had a song that they used to sing about Public Enemy. It was called "Fight the Power."
Fight the Power. Yep.
You see, we wasn't doing that no more. We started fighting each other. You stopped being my brother, and you became just another N-word.
The enemy of you. Yeah. Enemy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we pride ourselves on being boys in the hood. Right.
That's true.
But any man that know the original Boys in the Hood was the Ku Klux Klan.
That was the original Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. See, we have became everything that our ancestors fought against.
Yeah.
And people say,
willingly too. Willingly too. Yeah.
And people say, well, you know, the government played a hand in that. You know, you might be right. They might did play a hand in that. But at the same time, the government played a hand in a lot of stuff back during like the Fannie Lou Hamer days, the Shirley Chisholm days, when, you know, they were fighting, you know, real racist people that wasn't scared to come and snatch you out your bed and take you out there and do some unthinkable things to you. You know?
Do you think the government played a role as far as social engineering? Because it was just like, it's pastor from my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky, said, he said, because they knew that the government can be a better man than the man that you had in the house. So they didn't want the man in the house, so you can get the provision from the government. So do you think the social engineering led to like, you know, because after, like you say, the 60s and 70s, when that came about, the family structure was like, it was torn apart, man. Do you think the social engineering played a part? Or did we like play a part in it, like just giving into it?
I think it was some form of social engineering. Listen, I mean, the counterintelligence program really did exist. Yeah. So there was an unseen hand at work, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. That shouldn't be an excuse that we, you know, always, you know, that shouldn't be our golden oldies. Right. We as a people have been up under some of the most, you know, heinous conditions and didn't
survived
have
them.
Yeah. Because we realized, you know, that, you know, I mean, like I say, all we had was God and one another. You know, and all we seen was a struggle. We didn't see, you know, Crips, we didn't see Bloods, we didn't see no Big Eyes and no Little U's. We seen a struggle, and we seen that both of us was in it.
Yeah. We was all in it.
And we had a common goal, which was to be liberated mentally, physically, and spiritually, and looked upon as upright human beings, not feral dogs.
Right.
You know, that's what we wanted. That's what our ancestors wanted. But we can't blame the unseen hand at work for our behavior. You see, and the black man, you know, he's been taken out of the household, you know, but at the same time, he's allowed himself
to be taken out of the household.
To be taken out the household. You see, I didn't
fight to stay in there.
Exactly. And I'm gonna be honest with you. See, I'm not just up here speaking as someone that you know, just seen a lot of stuff. I was actually one of the ones that was tearing up his neighborhood.
Okay.
I was one of the ones that was walking around a clenched fist.
Okay.
I was the one that was more of a threat to a black man than the Ku Klux Klan.
In your own community.
In my own community. And didn't no white man make me do nothing. Didn't no white man put me in a position to do nothing. I put myself in a position. I'm sick and tired. Look, man, that's becoming like, that's we need to do away with that.
That's that story.
That's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Because you know, any person with common sense know that right here, right now, the biggest threat to us in our community are us.
Is each other. Yeah.
We can say that, you know, we victims of a criminal, a racial injustice system and all that. Come on, man. Racism is gonna be here.
Yeah.
Ethnocentrism is just a part of life.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always gonna be here.
Yeah. So
and now classism is the new racism.
Yeah.
And racism then grew up. You know what I mean? Like it's a classism issue now. You know. But I know what you're saying. We got to kind of get off that. Saying that same old story, like, you know, the man did this, the man did that. Yeah. What do you think it is as a people, why we like that, man? Like, why do you think that is, man?
I said it in the beginning. I said because we turned away from who we were. You know, listen. You know, we're not gangsters. We're not thugs. We're not hoodlums. No, we are a great race of people. You know, we're builders, we're creators, we're innovators. You know,
a great race of people.
Yeah, we're a great race of people, and that's not to say that the next race isn't.
Yeah,
that's just to say that we have to realize who we were as a people, and fall back in love with who we were and who we are. You know, embrace that. You know, and stop embracing other people. Let me explain something to you. The first person you know who invented drive-by shootings? Who? Al Capone.
Chicago boys.
Yeah, he invented he invented drive-by shootings. You see, and the Italians were known as the mafia, right? But you got blacks around here calling. They say, "Where you from?" "I'm from 9-9 Mafia."
Yeah.
You see, what's your name, homie? Oh, they call me Baby Capone.
Oh, I call themselves Gotti and all that stuff like that. Yeah. Emulating all that.
We emulate everything but ourselves.
Yeah.
We imitate everyone.
The Europeans
but
and all that. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, so we need to take on our own
embrace our own culture, man.
And we don't
I didn't
know
think
how.
about that. I didn't think about that.
And you know why we don't? Because we don't educate ourselves. That is not something we stress in our household, and that's where we fall behind at.
Right.
It's education. We need to stress that. We think being street smart is the way to go. Being street smart is only going to get you so far on the street level.
Yeah, on the street level. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to go to school and educate yourself and quit criticizing people that go to school and educate themselves and succeed. Yeah. You know, because if a person spend his hours in them books and hitting them classes and things like that and giving them their mind a chance to develop, you can't be mad at them for being where they are,
man. But that's kind of like frowned upon in our community.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I heard it put like this: would you rather be on the honor roll or death row?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like you make the choice. And like now, what's going on? You remember the movie Revenge of the Nerds? Like what, in the late '80s, mid '80s or something?
Yeah.
That's what's going on right now. Like the nerds are running the world right now, and now they doing all the programming and all this AI, all this. The nerds, they in the driver's seat right now.
Yes, they are.
So now you looked at it like the street smart cat. You're gonna be left on the streets.
You'll be left on the streets.
You know, so it's wild. I don't know why we look at education like that, man. And like it's either you're gonna pay the price early, or you're gonna pay the price later.
Well, you know, honestly, man, it's like it starts at home.
Yep.
And whatever goes home up in the household is going to spill out into the streets.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that's why, you know, me using myself as an example, you know, and having a son, what I do is I make sure that my son respects authority. Yeah, I'm the first form of authority my son's going to know.
Right. That's how it should be.
You see, that's little black boys' biggest problem is they don't respect authority. And when you don't respect authority, you might not have to like something.
But you're going to respect it.
But you have to respect it because if you don't, you're going to end up in an unfortunate situation. And I'm gonna tell you something, and you know, as a black man who used to be in the streets and who used to call ruckus in the streets, I myself, and I can't speak for no one else, but I myself, I've never really the police called me on 3 separate occasions pulling. And 2 of them I was under the influence. I was just trying to throw the gun. You see, but they had every right to knock me down.
Every right.
I got three roles. So to say that all the police are racist, this is three different polices, three different incidents.
You on 3 different occasions.
And I was in the room. And I'm still here talking to you.
And they could have knocked you off, man.
And was justified.
Easily.
And when I was 13 years old, I was 13 years old in one of the incidents. And the police, when he found out I was 13, they had to call the ambulance for him. You see, because he was like, I almost killed a 13-year-old child. You know what I'm saying?
That was going to mess him up, man.
So when they say that all police are, racist, I have a hard time believing that.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
You see, I
police,
believe,
first of all, they got to do their job. You know what I'm saying? First of all, they got to do their job.
And I'm going to say this. All law enforcement are not good. We know that. But at the same time, let's look at what we do.
Yeah. Let's look at what
Let's look at what we do.
What we do, right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, when blacks get killed unarmed, that's messed up. When anybody get killed unarmed, that's messed up.
That's messed up.
But how many unarmed people have we killed shooting at one another?
Right.
How many babies that was in strollers that we didn't hit? See, we don't think about that.
I mean, look at Chicago alone, bro. I'm like, every time they say it's a killing, I'm like, man, who's left to kill?
Exactly.
Y'all didn't killed a whole generation. I don't even know. And then even my city, Louisville, Kentucky. For a minute, we remember, the show First 48.
Yes.
Man, all they did was leave a camera in Louisville for the First 48. We stayed on the First 48. I'm like, man, who is left to kill, man? Right. It's crazy, bro. It's insane, man.
Yeah,
we do it more than, so you can say the police on one aspect, but that might be a small percentage of what we done to each other.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you something. Okay, if you got 500 people dying in Chicago used to be the murder capital. Now you got places like Alabama.
Louisiana was right there too.
Yeah, you got the worst place to be right now is Memphis.
Man, okay, Memphis is off the chain.
Exactly.
Right.
So these places, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Predominantly black.
Watch this. This is the catch. This is the catch. You got all these people killing each other, and the police ain't doing it. But ain't nobody marching.
Ain't nobody doing nothing. I ain't thinking about that.
Let the police get caught doing something. Let them get caught kicking somebody.
Yeah, it's going to be outrage.
No justice, no peace.
Yeah.
But why y'all not marching and having that same energy when y'all seeing all these little black babies and brown babies dying in these streets, not at the hands of police, but at the hands of other black and brown boys? Why y'all not marching?
No marching at all.
See,
not
and that's why I say, when people holler Black Lives Matter, I be like, to who?
To who?
Because it got to matter to us first.
Right.
We shouldn't be putting these in white people's face. Talking about respect
first and foremost, yeah.
We need to go home and we need to look in the mirror. Because when you do, you go see the biggest threat to your race.
You.
When you look in the mirror. And that's what we scared to do.
Yeah.
And until we do that, we go be stuck blaming the white man.
Yeah.
For stuff that happened to our ancestors. Notice how I said our ancestors and not us.
And the ancestors, they did their part on their watch. You think about what every generation did on their watch. You know what I'm saying? Now it's on our watch.
Exactly.
We can't keep blaming, you know what I mean, something that happened in the 60s from the 80s to now we in 2024.
Exactly. So, and our ancestors went through it so we didn't have to, right?
They did. They paid the price. They paid the price,
So
man.
Do this make sense? I gangbanged. So my son shouldn't have to.
Shouldn't have to, right. You paid the price, right.
So that's where we should be right now. We should be to where, people like me, we should be out here in these streets correcting the narrative.
Yeah.
We shouldn't.
It's on our watch. It's on our watch.
Exactly. I'm really from these streets. I know what I did. I never been chased by no dude in no hood on no horse with no noose.
None of that.
I never been disrespected, as a black man. I know it probably happened to other people, but I never experienced that. And trust me, I was horrible.
Right.
So my thing is less, if you live in the past, you doomed to be stuck there. You use the past as a ruler to teach.
As a right.
You see,
you should.
That's the only way we gonna have a future. Right. You see what I'm saying?
We can't repeat that. You can't repeat that. Yeah,
everybody had some bad in their history that was foul, but we the only people that's continuous to let that hinder us. I respect the Jewish nation for taking the Holocaust and not letting it destroy them, but using the Holocaust as a means to never ever to go back to that type of position again. See, it strengthened them.
Yeah, it did. It made them a powerful people.
Okay, so we should look at that as you know, like, wow, why aren't we strengthened in the same sense? Why ain't we fortified with that same type of passion to be liberated?
We went through the same thing. We went through some of the. You're right.
You know, right. That's my thing, man, and that's why a lot of people that criticize people like I'm not no Charleston White fan per se. I mean, he can say stuff better than what he do it. That's just my opinion.
Your opinion, okay.
But I agree with 98% of what he say.
Okay.
You know, and I think that if people just take their pride and their ego and just really hear him out.
You got to take them components out of it. He makes sense. Yeah.
He make a lot of sense.
Show me where the lie is and what he says. And I think a lot of people get offended maybe by what he says. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they get offended by what he said, but you know the way they come out to him. You know, I mean, you got people that say way worse stuff than him.
Way worse.
You know, and my thing about it is that why is he saying these things? What is he saying? He's not lying, man. A lot of this stuff is he said is real.
It's facts. Yeah,
it is, man. And we need to check ourselves, man, as a people, man. We do. We got to really think about is we go continue to let these shuckling jiving preachers with perms continue to lead us to nowhere because they getting paid to sleep and eat at 5-star hotels. They don't really come in the ghetto unless the camera on.
Unless the camera on,
is we gonna continue to be stigmatized to this here, or is we gonna wake up and we're gonna deal with our own problem? This our mess.
It's our mess.
We can't allow the government to come in and clean up our mess. Is we gonna be an EBT race forever?
Right, forever.
A welfare race?
And then you got generational welfare.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like your mama grew up on it, then you stay in it. It's like not wanting to better yourself and just accepting that. But one day, like I told you, Darby said, when they cut all that off, it's gonna be over with.
Yeah.
And when they cut it, when they say that's it, or let somebody get in office that changes the policy and they cut that off. Then what you gonna do? You know, that's going to be over.
Exactly. Well, that's when the Darwin theory really comes, the survival of the fittest, adapt to your natural habitat or perish. And one thing about, I think, our people is they became so complacent on welfare and being taken care of that the thought of them actually losing that and being put in a position to where you have to really compete, it scares a lot of them because they so comfortable sitting on the couch. You see what I'm saying?
Just chilling, just taking it easy.
Yeah, but that's not what life about, man.
Yeah, taking it easy.
Yeah, you gotta toil that soil.
You got to, man. Do you think, like, with everything we talked about, what's going on, how do you feel about, like, the New World Order coming in and, like, how things are going to shift and change stuff with the New World Order, man?
Well, we already been chipped.
Yeah, chipped, yeah.
We already been chipped.
Yeah.
See,
I heard it said that.
You picked it up right there?
Yeah, they said, I was thinking about a physical chip in the body, but it was Charleston White. He said, these are the chips.
Well, he was right. He was right.
These are the chips.
These are the chips. That's listen.
You can't do nothing without it now.
If you take their phone and they take their phone and you were stranded somewhere and a dude had a phone for you, how many phone numbers would you remember?
Right. Like, and we got away from, you know how people say, oh, I know they number by heart. Oh, I know this. Like you got away from that. Now everybody's contacting your phone is a name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you don't even remember. Like it dumbed us down.
Exactly.
You pay with this. It's your calendar, your radio, your the photo album books. I was telling my grandson we're gonna download these pictures and put them in a real photo album book. But I said, Dad, this is the chip, and we pay for it.
Exactly.
And it tracks us, monitors, listens, advertise. It's man, I wasn't even thinking about this being a chip.
Yeah, you've been chipped, and they distracted you because you was thinking about a physical one.
See? A physical one.
You see how easy it is to distract you?
Yeah.
And I think that the New World Order has already been implicated, man. Listen, the reason why a lot of these wars is going on and the reason why a lot of things are happening is because they're going to take more and more of your rights.
They're going to take more, more and more.
You know, that
slowly, slowly,
man. I mean, you can see what's going on. You can see how the neighborhoods are now built, how the fences go in like this.
Yeah.
And you remember back in the days, the Goody Mob said that, CeeLo said, but every now and then, I wonder if the gates was put up to keep mines out or keep ours in.
Yeah.
That
I remember that.
This way back in 94.
Yeah. Goody Mob,
exactly. So
conscious rap.
Yeah, everything is being put on control movement.
And it's slowly happening. Slowly happening.
It's things that you can do. I mean, it's gonna be things that you can't do that they're not gonna know about. If you shoot, they're gonna know where you shot from. They're gonna know. Everything is being controlled.
Yeah.
You see, and you as a person is being dumbed down because they're making everything that they make is for you.
For you.
For instance, if you want to know something, researching it, reading a book, they didn't nullify that.
Took that out.
They just give you Google.
Google, right.
You feel me?
And
so
then
you don't
Google can track you and all that.
Exactly.
They can pull up anything under your account, see what you done searched, see all that, man. We've been tracked, monitored, surveilled. I think Alex Jones, you know Alex Jones, right?
Yeah, InfoWars.
Yeah, he said a lot of that, man, about, monitored cell phone. I'm like, man, he's right, man. Yeah, he's
that's been happening, man. You seen that? They was they told you that when they came out with that show Big Brother.
Big Brother, right.
They was telling you they was gonna be watching you.
Yeah,
Big
Brother, they showed did.
Yeah, they put whenever they want to tell you something,
they put it in a movie. Yeah.
Like for instance, we look at reptilians, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, when we look at reptilians and we talk about reptilians, they came out. People forget this movie that came out a long time ago. Mm-hmm. It was called V.
V, okay. I remember that. It wasn't, I kind of remember. Go ahead, though.
Okay, V was a movie about aliens. Remember the woman came, she had a real long neck.
Okay.
And they were real cool at first, but under their skin, they were reptilians.
Okay, shapeshifters and all that, huh?
Yeah, well, they had on bodysuits.
Okay, now, like human skin.
Human skin, what they making now.
A
white man can put on a whole head,
I seen that,
and rob a bank and look like a black man.
Somebody did that. Somebody did that. All you can see is the whites under the eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that's going on, man. That I'm gonna be honest with you. We already in the Matrix.
We already right. Yeah.
And
the Matrix is so groundbreaking. It was 1999 when they made that, right?
Right.
And I remember one part when he said when Morpheus was showing Neo that he said the human was designed to be like a human battery for the system. You know what I'm saying? And they said it wasn't about Democrat, Republican. It was the illusion of a choice.
Right.
They on the same team. Mm-hmm. They just giving you the illusion of a choice, but it's all to feed the system.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Matrix.
Yeah, there's no such thing as there's no such thing as a Republican or a Democrat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They all the same thing, man. They all the same. Like when Al Gore ran against George Bush, they said for the first time in history, two of the bluest blooded presidents had ever ran. You know why they call them blue bloods?
Wow.
It's because they have a bloodline that traces all the way back to Charlemagne. Charlemagne, Charles the Great of France.
Okay.
The first Holy Roman Empire.
Okay.
Everybody that draws their blood, everybody that's been a president has
they're selected.
Yeah,
they're selected.
That's how you know that Obama and Bush and Obama and Dick Cheney, they're all cousins.
All cousins, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
All down the line.
Yeah. And that's why Trump is so controversial. Because he's not part of the line.
Yeah. They said the first time an outsider got in.
Exactly. And Trump said a long time ago, if he ever ran for president, it would be as a Republican.
I remember that. I remember when he said that. I remember that.
Because they're the only ones that's stupid enough to vote for him.
Right. I remember that. I remember when he said that. Was way back when he wasn't even thinking about it, too.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's always been an unseen hand. It's always been an unseen hand. There is a such thing as the Bilderbergers. There is a such thing as Bohemian Grove.
Yeah. You heard of the 13 bloodlines?
Yeah, the 13 bloodlines, man. Yeah, but you have to look. Let me explain something to you. The reason why the state of Israel is so important is because
let's go back to biblical times.
Well, it goes back to Meyer Amschel Baird, who became Mayor Rothschild.
Rothschild.
Rothschild. It means red shield in German. He was a German Jew. He was German and Jewish. But Rothschild means red shield. Okay. He had 5 sons.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And he sent them throughout Europe, and they invented the banking system.
Yep.
Okay.
They run the game now. They run the world now, don't they?
Exactly. That's why if you look at our dollar, if you have a dollar bill and you look at it, if you look at the top of the eagle, you have the eagle, and then on top of the eagle head sits a halo, and inside the halo is 13 stars, which symbolize the 13 colonies that originally made up the United States of America. Okay. Now, when you outline the stars, it's the Star of David. Okay. So, if you look at who own the world banks, they're up under. I'm not saying that they nothing other than that they're up under Jewish control.
Right, they are. Yeah. So it's just facts.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah, and when it comes to banking, if you want, like for instance, Hillary Clinton, when she said we came, we saw, and he died, she was quoting Julius Caesar, Vidi Vidi Vici. I came, I saw a conk.
Came, I saw a conk. Okay.
But look, Trump came in office and he had them handcuffs.
Yeah.
And you know why he had them handcuffs?
Why?
Because he know Hillary them took that money.
Yeah, they took. Yeah.
They froze $36 billion.
36.
Yeah, they froze it. Who they gonna give it to? Who they gonna donate it to? Okay, and she stopped being Secretary of State. That's why he wanted that charity investigated in Haiti.
Yeah, that was a man. That was cold how they did them people in Haiti, man.
The president,
that was cold.
You see,
they collected $36 billion.
Man, they took 30, and people act like it
I
heard
happen. They didn't hardly get nothing. Haiti didn't hardly get nothing from that, man.
No, listen, $36 billion came from Muammar Gaddafi.
Okay, from
they
Muammar.
took his money. But they believe that Hillary hid it in a charity over there in Haiti.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
So that's why Trump was holding up them handcuffs. Said he wanted that charity investigated because they hid that money. Yeah. When Bush took the oil from Saddam, George Tenet didn't get his piece of the pie. That's why he came out with that book exposing them.
Because he didn't get his piece.
He didn't get his money. That's real money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Look at this, man. You got to understand, like Slobodan Milosevic of Serbia.
Serbia, okay.
Okay, when he murdered all them Albanians in the Balkans.
Okay.
You know, you see how they arrested him?
I didn't know about that.
Man, this man had killed people in droves. I mean, they used bulldozers to push the body in graves. He killed all them Albanians, man. And Did he
get off doing that or what?
No, they sent him to the Hague, which is the International Criminal Court.
Okay.
Yeah, he died up in there.
Okay.
But they didn't do him like Saddam.
Yeah, they did Saddam cold. Yeah,
you know, but this dude right here was sending them to the firing squad. They surrounded his house and allowed him to peacefully surrender.
Peacefully. Yeah. Anybody else, they would have killed him.
Man, you see how they stretched Saddam's neck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man?
They did him cold, but they wanted to get him up out of there though. Yeah,
but he used to be our friend. Remember when they overthrew the Shah of Iran?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Ayatollah Khomeini came out of exile. This when Carter was in office.
Yeah, way back.
And the American student hostage situation happened over there. Okay, when they tried to rescue them children, them students, it went foul.
Yeah,
that's why Carter lost the next year election.
The next year. Yeah.
Now, what ended up happening was Saddam invaded Iran.
Okay.
See, during that time, and he became our friend.
Right.
And then, so the gas that he used against Iran, because they fought for 10 years, we gave it to him.
We supplied him with the gas.
They got pictures of him shaking Donald Rumsfeld's hand.
God.
And when it comes to weaponry, Donald Rumsfeld's middle name is what they be putting up in that aspartame.
Aspartame.
That's his nickname. Aspartame.
Rumsfeld, that was the one. He was the
defense secretary.
Defense secretary. Yeah. Okay.
They got pictures of him shaking Saddam's hand.
Yeah. Okay.
He was our friend. So the same gas that they accused him of gassing the Kurds with, we gave it to him.
We gave it to him.
You know, and we knew that he was doing that.
In cahoots with him. Yeah.
And what Saddam did is he got into it with Kuwait because they was drilling on his side. Kuwait is actually a part of Iraq. But they was drilling on Saddam's side, and he kept warning them. And they tricked Saddam. They told him, if you go into Kuwait, we're not gonna do nothing. So when he went up in there, they waited, and when he went up in there, they decided to get in the war. They tricked Saddam.
Tricked him into going in there.
And then now watch this. After they ran him out of there, they had white flags under the Geneva Convention.
Geneva Convention, I remember that.
If your enemy is surrendering, they put up the white flag. You got to let them go. They let Saddam Hussein go back into Iraq. They was on this long stretch of road. And then Bush bombed like 200 and some thousand of his troops. He killed them.
Cold setup.
See, this is a part of the war people don't know about. And that's why Saddam had that big old picture of Bush on his ground and made sure everybody walked over it.
That's what that was?
That's why he put the 50 million bounty on his head. He killed 250 million of his troops that were retreating. See, it's a lot of stuff that's going on.
That was the second Bush. That was
that was Bush Senior.
That was Senior.
That was the first Gulf War.
That was Gulf War. I was about to say in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, early 90s. Yeah. That was big.
See, now this is what our children should be educated upon.
Yeah. This is history.
Exactly.
The history,
and if I can come from the streets and I can prove that I can conceptualize that I can actually this guy here he can really he learned.
And got an understanding of it and know how it affects even to this current day. But you got to know it. Yeah,
they can do it too.
They can do it too.
Exactly.
That's what they need to learn about. You know what I mean? Instead of the other stuff. Yeah, it's just like I heard, like you know how we, you know, on TikTok everybody's doing dances and all that. But if you pull it up in China, they talking about education, and it's a whole different flip. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's a whole different flip, man.
That's what Vladimir Putin said. You know, that's why he say Americans are nothing but a bunch of fat people that sit on the couch and with our remote controls.
Remote control,
you know, and that's not, you know.
And that's what Putin said.
That's what Putin said. He don't, you know, they consider us fat, lazy, and you know
lazy.
what I mean? You know. Oh, I'm gonna take this moment to give a special shout out to my little cousin Deshaun Shepard, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something about him. He young. He a youngster, man, and he used to be in that life.
Like what? What you think?
Deshaun should have been in his early 30s.
Okay.
You know, and one thing that he did that I commend him for, you know, when he was a little kid, you know, these youngsters barely get a chance. They only live to be 19, 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? They got the lifespan of dogs. That's sad.
But lifespan cut short, man.
What he did is he had 2 little girls.
Okay.
And he was left with them. And instead of, you know, he losing his little daughters to the system, he decided that he was going to shun that life that all these youngsters get caught up in, and that he was going to actually be a father for his 2 little daughters.
That's what matters.
And when I first met his little daughters, they were babies. You know, and this man got him a job. He used to be in a gang, all that. But he got him a job as his daughter got older. And he focused on his children, man, and then he brought 3 more into the world.
Did he?
Yeah, but those first 2, and he wasn't with the woman that he had him by.
Okay.
She left him with him.
So he took him under his wing. It's hard to be a single father and do that too, man.
And man, he raised 2 beautiful daughters. One of them just turned 18, I think, the other day, man. He got 2 beautiful daughters, man, and I just want to salute him because he is a prime example on how people, if they learn to love themselves more than they hate their enemies. Yeah. You know, and if they learn to put themselves first, you know, and understand that life is about failure. You know,
but you learn from it. You learn from the failure too. So he made a decision to turn his life around. He said, I'm gonna draw the line right here and I'm gonna start living for my
daughters, man.
That's what's important, man.
And he was blessed with more, man, and he got him a good job. He did it the right way. And I just want to salute him because I just want youngsters to know that, you know, it's possible. Yeah. It's possible, yeah. You don't have to go to prison to be validated as a man. You don't have to go to prison to realize you're intelligent. Yeah. You know, everything you find out about yourself in prison, you can find out here.
In the streets. And you don't have to go through that. You don't have to go through that. Yeah.
You know, but if you don't know better, you won't do better. And a lot of people, you know, when they grow up, they shun education. And your mind, it feeds off information. So if you starve your mind of what it normally needs, it's gonna get it from somewhere else. Right. And that's when you start filling that void with this nonsense you hear in music, with this nonsense these dudes be out here telling you. You know, you get caught up in that. Yeah. And, you know, and if you get educated like that, it's hard for, you know, youngsters to let's just say adapt and be in society. Because when you develop a criminal mentality and that becomes your normal and your perception is criminal.
That's your operating system. Exactly. That's how you operate. But it don't have to be like that.
No, it don't, man. And I just want to shout him out because right there, he's living proof that youngsters can come up and be vibrant and access to the community.
And be productive, man. Yeah. Especially when you got them babies, man. Once you have them babies, it's all about them, man. Exactly. You have a responsibility to guide them right in this world, man.
Absolutely.
So you should draw the line somewhere and don't let them get caught up in the system. I don't let the system take it from you. So salute to that's your cousin.
That's my cousin. That's
salute to that brother, man.
Yeah,
salute,
that's my auntie's son, man. He's doing real good, man.
Man, that's good, man. That's positive, bro. That's positive, man. Well, man, we done touched a lot of stuff, man, on this, man, and this first episode. You know, we can definitely go deeper, but I like the points we discussed, you know what I mean, getting the stuff out. We just kind of laying the groundwork for it, you know what I mean? So definitely appreciate your knowledge, man, and your wisdom, man. We definitely got to get deep on this on this series as we go on, man. I think it's a lot of topics, how the politics tie into the community and it ties into everything else, you know what I mean? We kind of bridging the gap on that.
I would love to do that because I want people to understand, like, I want to break down history for whatever history. You know, I want to talk about. If you want to understand what's really going on today, you got to go back.
Go back, right?
Okay.
Right,
if you want to know why America and Russia is at each other's throat, you have to go back. You know, and
you got to go back.
Yeah, see, and you have to go back to when Vladimir Lenin came out of exile. I'm not gonna go into it right now, but you know, when Vladimir Lenin when he came out of exile in 1919, he brought with him what was known as the Bolshevik Revolution. Okay. You have Bolsheviks and you have Mensheviks. Bolshevik means Red Army or majority. Mensheviks mean white army or minority. Those were the two fighting factions in Russia when they overthrew Tsar Nicholas II.
See, that goes back, man.
Exactly.
But everything like that history,
exactly.
It's fast forwards and it affects today. So I mean, I think that's good, man. We definitely got to get into that.
You have to understand that the Bolsheviks, they bought people like Joseph Stalin. You heard of him?
Yep, Stalin. Okay. I remember Stalin. Yeah.
Leon Trotsky.
Yeah.
You heard of him?
Okay.
Yeah. Nikita Khrushchev. See,
I haven't.
Nikita Khrushchev was the prime minister of Russia under when Kennedy was in office. Okay. Now during a Cuban Missile Crisis, we were 3 minutes. See, this is what people don't know. We were 3 minutes away from war. You know, going to war, a nuclear war. That's when Nikita Khrushchev put nukes in the water up over there in Cuba. Cuba is a communist country.
Yeah.
Okay, and he felt that America had nukes 90 miles from where he slept in the Kremlin, so he decided he was going to put nukes 90 miles away from the United States. And
could have been all bad, man.
Kennedy told him to get him up out of there, you know, and he was like, nah. And, you know, Kennedy was 3 minutes away from ordering a nuclear strike. But see, the powers that be stepped in. Now, you have to understand, you have these two fighting factions, right? But we can't overlook. You ever heard of Knights of Malta?
No.
See, we going to talk about a lot of stuff.
It's a lot.
I'm going to tell you something. Knights of Malta is a form of the Illuminati. Okay. Knights of Malta, it gets some of his members.
And that's a whole nother discussion. That's a whole nother discussion.
It all ties in.
It all ties in.
I'm going to show you something. Yeah. See, the Knights of Malta, some of his members, I'm just name three of his members. The Queen of England. Okay. Desmond Tutu.
Desmond Tutu?
Nelson Mandela.
No.
They're Knights of Malta. So you from Knights of Malta, you had Sons of Malta.
Sons of Malta. Okay. So it breaks down. It's
a fraternity. Now, you know who comes from Sons of Malta?
Who?
The Ku Klux Klan.
What?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we got to break the tree down.
Yeah, we going to talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, man, first episode of Politickin, man. I hope y'all got an earful. Hope y'all was taking notes, man. Anything you want to leave us with, brother, as we get out of here, man?
Yeah. Always, you know, like I say, love yourself more than you hate your enemies. Never sacrifice your for shows for other people maybes, man. And understand, you know, in life, you know, sometimes when you walking, you might trip and you might fall. You know, and you might, you know, dirty up your pants, just dirty up your shirt. You know, and then when you get up, it might be a little wrinkly.
Yeah.
You know, but the important thing is that you got up.
You got up. That's the thing. Don't stay down and don't stay there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You wipe yourself off.
Dust yourself off. Yeah.
And you keep going. But now you more aware. You watch where you're going.
Right. Watch where you're stepping.
Exactly.
Watch where you're stepping.
So if you're young out there, it's okay to make a mistake. As long as you learn from it.
That's true. Yeah,
there we go right there.
Like they say, you live and you learn. You can't do it no other way, man.
That is the.
Salute, brother. Appreciate you, man. Politickin, man. DJ DFOS, Big Mitch, Gorilla Cross Studios, my man Quan. We signing off to the next episode. Y'all stay tuned for more Politickin.
Deuces.
Peace. And we out.